In the glittering world of television, few faces shine as warmly as Kaley Cuoco's. Known to millions as Penny from The Big Bang Theory, she wasn't just a character, she was a feeling. Her laughter, warmth, and unfiltered humanity made her the heartbeat of American sitcoms. But behind that charm was a woman quietly weathering storms of heartbreak, loss, and self-discovery. From child star to global icon, Cuoco's journey was shaped by resilience. She learned that fame gives you everything except peace. Now at 40, as she embraces motherhood and reflection, her story reminds us that true beauty isn't in perfection, but in survival, and the courage to start over. A childhood built on dreams. Born in Camarillo, California, Kaley Christine Cuoco grew up in a nurturing middle-class family where love came before fame. Her father, Gary, was a real estate agent, and her mother, Lane, stayed home to care for Kaley and her sister. From an early age, Kaley's boundless energy and natural charisma hinted at something special. By 6, she had already starred in a Barbie commercial, her first step into Hollywood's vast playground. Yet, her early life was far from ordinary. Balancing acting with her passion for tennis, she became one of the top-ranked junior players in California. It was a rare double life, court by day, auditions by night, with her parents cheering from the sidelines. Childhood slipped away early, replaced by scripts and set lights. But those years built the discipline that would carry her through every challenge ahead. The early struggles of a rising star. Kaley's climb wasn't instant. The entertainment industry can be ruthless, especially for a child trying to find her identity in front of cameras. She began appearing in small films like Virtuosity and Picture Perfect, later gaining notice on Growing Up Brady. Each role gave her confidence, but also chipped away at her innocence. The pressure to perform, to smile on cue, to be perfect even when she wasn't, became her reality. Still, Kaley refused to quit. At 16, she made a defining choice, to give up tennis and fully pursue acting. That decision marked the end of one dream and the beginning of another. What followed were years of near misses and casting calls that tested her spirit. Yet every no only strengthened her will. Little did she know that her defining role, one that would change her life forever, was waiting just around the corner. Becoming Penny. The breakthrough. In 2007, Kaley Cuoco landed the role that would make her a household name. The Big Bang Theory wasn't just another sitcom. It was a cultural phenomenon. Ironically, she was initially rejected for the role of Penny, but when the show's pilot was reworked, she returned and nailed it. Audiences fell instantly in love with her humor, warmth, and down-to-earth charm. Penny became more than a character. She was the emotional anchor between genius and normalcy, intellect and heart. By season 3, over 20 million people tuned in weekly. Kaley went from a promising young actress to one of TV's highest-paid stars, earning $1 million per episode. Yet, with that fame came questions of identity. Did people love her for who she was, or for who she played? Behind the smiles and applause, she often wrestled with self-doubt, a silent storm beneath her sunny exterior. Love, loss, and learning to let go. Behind the laughter, Kaley's personal life mirrored the turbulence of Hollywood romance. Her on-screen chemistry with co-star Johnny Galecki blossomed into a real-life love story. Their connection was genuine, built on friendship, laughter, and late-night talks. But under the pressure of fame, love can fade quietly. When they broke up, they chose professionalism over pain, continuing to work together while masking their heartbreak. Kaley once said, "The hardest part wasn't losing him, it was pretending I hadn't. It was a love story that never made headlines for scandal, only for grace." Their quiet goodbye became a symbol of maturity, proof that endings can be kind. That heartbreak taught Kaley one of her greatest lessons. Love doesn't always last, but it can still be beautiful. The marriages that tested her strength. Kaley's next chapters were marked by passion and heartbreak in equal measure. Her whirlwind romance with tennis player Ryan Sweeting felt like fate. Fast, exciting, and intense. They married in 2013, but soon, cracks began to show. Ryan struggled privately, and despite Kaley's efforts, love alone couldn't save them. Their 2015 divorce was quiet, but devastating. She later covered her wedding tattoo with a moth, not to erase the past, but to remind herself of transformation. Then came equestrian Carl Cook, a man who mirrored her love for animals and peace. Their bond was calm, reflective, and rooted in friendship. They married in 2018 on his family's ranch, surrounded by laughter and dogs. But even peace can fracture. Distance crept in, and though there was no bitterness, they grew apart. Kaley's goodbye was gentle, filled with understanding rather than anger, a testament to how much she had grown. Finding real love and quiet joy. Just when Kaley thought her heart had closed its doors, life surprised her again. At a Hollywood event, she met actor Tom Pelphrey, and everything changed. There were no fireworks, no Hollywood spectacle, just an instant sense of calm. "He didn't dazzle me," she said. "He grounded me." Their relationship unfolded quietly, away from the noise. Tom didn't fall for Penny the actress. He loved Kaley the person, her laughter, her silences, her vulnerability. For the first time, she didn't feel the need to perform. Their bond grew through quiet dinners, shared hikes, and moments of stillness. By October, she was pregnant, and for Kaley, it felt like destiny. "I didn't think I'd ever be a mom," she admitted. But motherhood was waiting to write a new chapter, one filled with healing, laughter, and the kind of love that never asks you to change. Motherhood and a new beginning. When Kaley gave birth to her daughter, Matilda, everything shifted. "This is what forever looks like," Tom whispered as they held their newborn. For Kaley, who had spent decades chasing perfection, motherhood became her grounding force. The sleepless nights, the constant worry, and the small moments of joy reshaped her identity. She was no longer Penny, the sitcom star. She was a mother, raw, imperfect, and real. Yet the transition wasn't easy. The physical strain of caring for a baby led to tendinitis, forcing her to wear wrist braces while lifting her daughter. But instead of frustration, she found meaning. "Pain once my enemy has become my teacher," she said. "I learned to live with it, not fight it." Through motherhood, Kaley discovered peace not in applause, but in the quiet sound of her baby's laughter. Lessons from love, loss, and legacy. Kaley's story is one of resilience, of turning pain into purpose. From losing her mentor John Ritter at a young age to surviving an accident that nearly cost her a leg, she's faced darkness with remarkable grace. Her years on The Big Bang Theory gave her fame, but life beyond it gave her truth. The girl who once smiled on cue now smiles on her own terms. She found love not in fairy tales, but in real life's imperfections. Her journey proves that endings are never the end. They are transformations. Today, as she balances motherhood, work, and peace, Kaley stands as a symbol of strength. She has lived through loss, heartbreak, and healing, and emerged luminous. The woman beyond. Penny. Kaley Cuoco's legacy isn't just about sitcom stardom or Hollywood success. It's about authenticity, about being brave enough to grow, fall, and rise again. She once said, "I used to chase happiness." Now it finds me that sentiment defines her life today. Her laughter remains the same, but her eyes tell a deeper story, one of love, pain, and profound resilience. From a bright-eyed child on a Barbie set to a woman who's learned to find peace in imperfection, Kaley's journey reflects the universal truth that we all live for connection, not applause. Her story reminds us that even the brightest stars need quiet nights to shine. If Kaley Cuoco's journey ever made you smile, remember her not just as Penny, but as a woman who turned every scar into sunlight. A living proof that innocence may fade, but grace never does.